Hi, this is Olajide from CTF Security and welcome to day 2 of TryAcme Advent of Cyber 2023. In today's video, we'll be exploring AntarctiCraft network with the help of the popular Python library called PANDAS. We'll leverage PANDAS to analyze and gain insights into the network data. Stay tuned for a hands-on demonstration of how PANDAS simplify tasks such as data exploration. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back to the challenge. As you can see, the title of our day 2 task is log analysis. Oh, data, all ye faithful. Now we have the storyline and the challenge description, and we also have a green button here to start our machine. So we are going to quickly do that. So this is going to take approximately 1 minute for this machine to start. So while the machine is starting, we can just quickly go over the challenge descriptions. Now there's a lot of introduction here. First of all, let's go through the learning objective first before we go into the introductory section. With this room, we're expected to get an introduction to what data science involves and how it can be applied in cybersecurity. We also get a gentle introduction to Python programming and get to work with some popular Python libraries such as Pandas, Matplotlib to crunch data, and lastly help Mark Honeybell establish an understanding of AntarctiCraft network. So we're going to be jumping to the last exercise because that is where the questions are. So I'll quickly scroll down. So these are the questions that we're expected to answer in this video. But before we get to that, let's just quickly go through the descriptions. The first part is introduction to data science. That has to do with data collection, data processing, data mining, and the analysis itself, then communication, which has to do with visualization. So you can quickly read through this to have insight to what it really means. We have some information on CM, threat trend analysis, predictive analysis also, and we have some introduction to Jupyter Notebook that has to do with Python programming for data science. We also have some cheat sheets, printing of Hello World, Python crash course. Python is a very versatile programming language that people in different professions do usually use for their task. For example, we have people in web development, game development, exploit code development, desktop application development, artificial intelligence, and data science, all using Python for their daily task. Now, if I scroll down, I think on the last part, we have introduction to some terminologies in Python like the variables, also the list, which is one of the data type in Python. We also have the Panda libraries, introduction to the Panda libraries, and the data frame and Matplotlib. So I think that is all before our capstone. So we're just going to jump into the exercise right now. Now, if you go to the exercise here, it says, answer the questions below. Open the notebook workbook located in the directory for capstone on the VM. Use what you have learned today to analyze the packet capture. So what we're going to do is to click on completed. Then we can just go into the first question here. And the first question says, how many packets were captured looking at the packet number? Interesting. Now what we can do is to come to our attack box here, which we have launched. We have two documents in the for capstone, and the first one is the network analysis data, which is in .csv file format. We also have the actual Python Jupyter Notebook file. Now we're going to open the Jupyter Notebook file, or we could also, before that, let's expand this so that we'll have a better view of the network data. Okay, great. Now, if we go to the network data, let's see what it has. Okay, so the name is network traffic.csv, and it has this data within it. You can see it. It has packet numbers, it has timestamp, it also has source, destination, and protocols. And if you scroll down, I think it has over 100 rows. You can see them. So we have about 100 rows of data right here. Now let's go back to our Jupyter notebook, and if we scroll down, we have introduction to the use of Panda, and let's just scroll down to where our task is. Answer the following question: how many packets were captured looking at the packet number? So we're going to scroll down. So require code, do not modify. So we are not expected to touch this part of the code. So we're going to scroll down to where we can modify. Now, before I do that, this is expected to be the output of the code above here. And when we scroll down, so when we scroll down to the part we can modify, and it says in the comments, here you will need to use pandas to count. Okay, I beg your pardon. Here you will need to use pandas count function on the data frame. For example, data frame dot count. So what we need to do now is, there's a last instruction. It says, remember the data frame in this notebook is called df, not data frame. So let's scroll up a little bit to see if that is indicated here. Do we have it here? Okay, yes, we do. So it says data frame dot pd dot read csv, which is going to read the data inside the network traffic dot csv file. Interesting. So let's scroll down. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our code in here. The function to count in Panda is going to be df, which is the data frame variable, dot count with no parameters. So we're going to run this. First, we're going to get an error. That is because we've not run other part of the program. So let's scroll up and let's start from the importing of the Panda library. Let's just run this part. Okay, that's cool. Let's run this one. Cool. We're going to scroll down. Now we're going to run this part of the code. Okay, good. So you can see that we have successfully counted each column within the traffic data. So you can take a look at the traffic data again. We have about 5 columns in this network traffic data. So what the dot count method is going to do is going to go through each of these columns here and check for the non-null values, meaning that the cells within these columns that are not empty, those ones that have value in them. So it's going to calculate all the values and give us these as our result. So that is why we have the values or the count for each of the column here. You can see for the packet number we have 100, for the timestamp 100, source 100, destination 100, and protocol 100 also. So that has solved the first part of the challenge. So let's take a look at what we have. So it says how many packets were captured looking at the packet number. So we have 100. That is for the packet number. You can confirm that by going to the results, and here you can see for packet number we have total number of 100. So let's just put that inside and submit. Okay, so that was correct. Let's move to the second question, and it says what IP address sent the most amount of traffic during the packet capture. Now let's take a look at our Jupyter notebook and let's scroll down. So for the question 3, we have some guide here, and it says here you can perform group by with Panda size function on the source and destination column. Remember, the data frame in this notebook is called df, not data frame. I believe we are aware of that. So what we can do is to use the df function dot the df variable name, I beg your pardon, which is the data frame dot group by, and then we can specify the column that we are dealing with. What column are we expected to find? What IP address sent? So sent is going to be located within the source column. So we're going to specify the column to be source. Make sure it is in quote. We're going to close this. Then we're going to specify the dot size here. And we're going to run this. Good. The group by function is used in Panda to split the data into groups based on some criteria and then apply a function to each group independently. Now, in our case here, we have grouped this data and then we have assigned the size function to it. Now, what the size function does is when it is used along with the group by in Panda, it returns the number of occurrences in each groups. From here now, we have each of these source are being outputted on the screen along with their occurrences. So now you can see that the 10.10.1.1 appear 8 times within the network traffics. We also have 10.10.1.10 which appear also 8 times. We also have 10.10.1.3 which appear 13 times and continuously. Now we can make this a lot more easier because the question, if you take a look at the question, it says what IP address sent the most amount of traffic during the packet capture. So obviously we are looking for the highest number of traffic. Now if we go back to our notebook, we could add a method called dot sort underscore values, and then we could pass a parameter ascending, did I spell that correctly, equals to false. Can close the bracket and let's see if that works. Okay, good. You can see that the grouped data has been arranged in ascending order. So we have the 10.10.1.4 as the IP with the highest occurrences. So we could just copy the data in here. Can we copy? Okay, I think yes, we can. I'm going to paste, submit. Okay, so we are done with that. Let's see the next question. The next question says, what was the most frequent protocol? So let's go back and scroll down to question 4. Now, remember we are finding the most frequent protocol. So what we are going to do is we're going to use the df.group by. Then we're going to group by the protocol column, which is this one here. So let's go back. Protocol. We're going to close the bracket. Then we're going to use dot size. Then we're going to use the sort method, which is sort underscore values. And we're going to sort in ascending order, which is equals to false. So we are sorting in descending order, I beg your pardon. So I'm going to run this. Okay, great. So we can see the order of the protocol in descending order. So we have ICMP 27 times, DNS 25, HTTP 24, and TCP 24. So what we're looking for is ICMP, which is 27 times. So I'm going to put in ICMP here, and we're going to submit. And if you're enjoying today's task, check out the intro to log analysis room. So I'm going to click completed. Okay, so that will be all for this challenge. You might decide to play with other Panda function or methods. For example, I might decide to use dataframe.column, and I'm going to run this. You can see that it displays the list of all the columns within the network traffic data. I'll just scroll down. You could also have another function, which is, or method, I beg your pardon, which is df.info. I'm going to run. So this is going to give us some information regarding columns, non-null count. It's going to determine the data type. You can see them. Most of them are objects, with the exception of the packet number, which is integer. You can also scroll down, and you can also try another method. I think it's called df.unique and unique, and I can just run. Okay, I think I missed something here, so let's just correct that, and I'm going to run. So what this particular method does is it checks through the packet data, which is the network traffic data, and look for unique values. So you can see it, we have 100 unique values within the packet number. We have 6 unique values within timestamp, 10 appears within source and destination, and protocol has 4. In this video, we've discussed only but few of the pandas capabilities. The pandas serve as an helpful tool to clean and to organize information related to connections in network data, therefore simplifying the process of understanding and analyzing those connections later on. So guys, that will be all in this video. Please make sure you like, subscribe and share. I'll see you in the next video.